Hello and welcome. This is June Collier with Make Your Money Work for You. I'm glad that you're here. In this training, I'm going to talk about what is a stock split. In my last training, I talked about Nike, and I mentioned that Nike had gone through 7 stock splits. And I had someone in my audience ask me the question, what is a stock split? So I decided to do this training here for you today to share with you exactly what a stock split is. So all publicly traded companies have a set number of outstanding shares that they have issued out. And when the board of directors in that company decide to do a stock split, what they're basically saying is that they want to increase the number of shares that are outstanding by issuing more shares to their current shareholders. Now that may sound a little confusing, so what I'm going to do here in the next slide that you see is I'm going to actually kind of explain that. So here's how it works. Let's just assume that we have a company called XYZ Company. It has 1 million shares, and they're selling that at $100 per share. So when we look at the market capitalization of XYZ Company, we are looking at $100 million. Look at it. $100 a share times 1 million shares outstanding. That's $100 million in market capitalization. But then the company, XYZ, decides to do a 2-for-1 stock split. What does that mean? That means that they are now going to double their shares. For every share that a person has, they're going to add another share. So a 2-for-1 stock split. So here's what happens in the company. The company now, instead of having 1 million shares, they have 2 million shares. And anytime you do a stock split, it also affects the price per share. So now instead of $100 per share, it's selling at $50 a share. But notice that the market capitalization is the same. 50 times 2 million shares is $100 million in market capitalization. So it does not affect the market capitalization. There's just more shares of this particular stock in the marketplace. So how does this affect the individual trader or the individual investor? Let's take a look at Joe Shareholder. Now, Joe went out and he bought 100 shares before the 2-for-1 split. So he bought 100 shares. He paid $100 per share. So Joe invested $1,000 in XYZ Company. Now, XYZ Company then decided to do a 2-for-1 stock split. Now, what happened with Joe's money? Well, here's what happened. Joe now has 200 shares instead of 100 shares, but the stock price went down to $50. But if Joe multiplies 50 times the 200 shares that he now owns, it's the same $1,000 in investment. So Joe has not lost any money whatsoever. So the question that you might be asking, why do a stock split? What's the whole purpose of people doing a stock split? Well, the board of directors often decide to do a stock split when the stock becomes too high or beyond the price of similar companies in their same sector. So they want to be able to have stock that's around about the same price as some of their competitors. And the motive is to make the share seem more affordable to small investors. So if you're a small investor out there, you want to see stock that is affordable. And when you start getting into $100, $200, $300, $400 cost per share, then a lot of your small investors will shy away from that. And so that's why a lot of companies will do stock splits to make the stock seem more affordable. Now let's take a look. We're going to go out to Yahoo and take a look at a few stocks. And I'm going to show you Nike, who has done a stock split. And then I'm going to show you Berkshire Hathaway, who has not done a stock split. So let's take a look at those two. All right, so we're looking at Nike here today. Nike is trading around $89.67 today. And I'm going to look here at the chart here. And I've zoomed into this particular chart. You'll see down here, you'll see these little square boxes. These are dividends, okay? These are dividends that were paid in 1989. And then you'll see a box that says S. That shows you a stock split. So on October 9th of 1990, Nike had a stock split. And then if I fast forward to some years ahead of this, this is 2018. I may have to go back a little bit. We'll find another stock split here. Here's a stock split on December 24th of 2015. And so we can see the stock splits. Here's a stock split here, December 26th of 2012. So we can see that Nike has done several stock splits. And in fact, it has done a stock split 7 times, a 2-for-1 stock split 7 times. Now, I want to show you a stock that has never done a stock split, and that's called Berkshire Hathaway. So we're going to take a look at Berkshire Hathaway, and you got it. Look at what one share of Berkshire Hathaway costs, $318,000, right? So that's pretty crazy. And so what happens is a lot of your small investors just shy away from this. They just shy away from this. They're not going to buy a share of Berkshire Hathaway because it's $318,000. But Berkshire Hathaway has never done a stock split. So when you don't do a stock split and your stock just keeps continuing to rise in price, then you may look up and see that your stock is at $318,000 for one share of stock. Well, if you look at Nike, who has done 7 stock splits, and they're almost at $100 right now, they would be a pretty expensive stock as well had they not done those 7 stock splits. So this is just why stock splits exist. It doesn't take away from the value of the company. It just, for the board of directors, a lot of times if they want people to be trading their stock and actively trading their stock, they don't want the stock to get too high price where people just start shying away from it. And so that's why stock splits exist. There's 2-for-1s, 3-for-1s, 4-for-1s, and then there's even reverse stock splits. But I'm not going to go into that. Hopefully you get the idea of what a stock split is. So this is June Collier. I want to thank you again for always watching these videos. And if you have any questions, please type your questions down in the comment section because your question might be my next video. And if you've learned something or you have any other questions or comments, please leave that below in the comment section. They are greatly appreciated. This is June Collier. God bless. Take care and have a great day.